Hey everyone, this is Jessie Lou, and today we're taking a look at just what is cold brew coffee. Now I can understand why there's some confusion out there. Cold brew coffee is called a dozen different things. You might have seen it marketed as coffee concentrate, cold drip coffee, cold press coffee, Kyoto, Japanese, Dutch coffee. There's so many different names, but essentially we're talking about the same thing, and that is ground coffee that's exposed to cooler temperature water over a longer period of time. Now, when I first learned about cold brew coffee 15 years ago, as a food chemist daughter, I was fascinated to learn that you can make a delicious cup of coffee without using heat at all. Now, when we make a cup of coffee, any cup of coffee, we're making an extract of coffee beans. And when you make an extract, you've got two different variables. One, temperature, and two, time. So your high heat systems, that would be like your espresso machine that's using steam, your drip systems, your percolation systems, all of those are using progressively lower heat and more time to get you to the same place, which is a robust cup of coffee. The highest heat systems are the fastest, and as you get colder and colder until you get into your cold brew systems, now we've got to start using a lot more time. And you ask, well, how long? 6 to 18 hours, depending on the temperature of your water. Now, you may have seen a system at your coffee shop, the big spiraling glass, sometimes called Japanese or Kyoto coffee, where there's ice sitting up in the top of this, dripping down slowly. Those systems can take 14 to 18 hours to produce about 1.5 liters of coffee. Now, those are really expensive systems. They create a great cup of coffee, but we're fortunate in that there's several wonderful home systems on the market today, and we'll explore these in some other videos. This is a toddy coffee system. This is the one I've used for the longest period of time. They create a great cup of coffee by making coffee concentrate, cold brew coffee right in your home for really affordable price. To get into this equipment, you're only looking at about 20 to 30 bucks to bring this into your home and be able to create cold brew coffee. Now, there's some great benefits to cold brew coffee. Aside from being affordable, it's a great way to make a wonderful tasting cup of coffee, because when we're getting time into the equation and taking heat out of the equation, we're changing the flavor profile, the chemical profile of these beans. And that's the part that I'm the most interested in. So when heat comes in contact with your coffee grounds, it's bombarding the bean, it's knocking off acids, it's knocking off fatty acids, all sorts of different chemicals are coming off that bean into the water that ultimately becomes your cup of coffee. When we take heat out of the equation, we move into the cold brew systems, you're going to be creating a completely different chemical profile. Your heel coffee concentrate described as, oh, it's so smooth, oh, it tastes less acidic. And literally, it is less acidic. The research I've seen says 60 to 70% less acid in a cup of cold brewed coffee. And it makes sense. The heat isn't knocking the acid off the bean, so the acid stays in the coffee ground where it belongs, and you're left with a really smooth, low acid, wonderful tasting cup of coffee. And if you have digestive systems, I know a lot of people who's like, coffee tears me up, it's so acidic. They can drink coffee concentrate because of these lower acids, and I have to believe that it's probably healthier for everyone with that lower acid profile. But one thing's for sure, cold brew coffee tastes fantastic. You're seeing it everywhere, and I'm going to show you how to get the very best cup of coffee out of these cold brew systems in your own home.